watched a new film this week. So another film, but this one wasn't at the cinema. It was on my TV because it's only available on Apple Plus. I watched the Tetris movie.
So did I.
So this stars Taron Egerton, Toby Jones, Roger Allam, and just a lot of Russian people that I've never heard of.
It's a very Russian theme this episode today.
Yeah. So yeah, this is basically the story of how Tetris became to be, and from its invention by Alexei Pajitov.
Yeah.
And how businessman Henk Rogers kind of went about trying to acquire the rights to it and sell it to Nintendo. And, if you don't know the story, it's like, oh, okay, the story of somebody bought Tetris and put it on the Nintendo sounds a bit dull. I really, really enjoyed it because there's a hell of a lot more behind the story than that.
Yeah, I like the trailer, but it made it look interesting.
It all kind of... So the story is that Henk is... he has a software development company, and he's trying to sell one of his games in Vegas.
Bulletproof Games.
Yeah, Bulletproof Games. That's it. And he tries to. He plays Tetris, and he loves it, and he's like, I really believe in Tetris. Like, it's going to be the next big thing. It's going to be massive. And then he goes about trying.
He was selling copies of Go, weren't he? And no one was buying it.
Yeah,
I fucking love Go.
So he goes about trying to acquire the rights, but obviously. This is in the late 80s, and the game comes from the USSR. They don't really tend to allow a lot of things out of the country, or especially to the West at that time. And it's a really fun film. Like, I really, really liked it. It's got a bit of comedy into it. It's got almost a kind of spy thriller like feel to it at times. Like when he gets to Russia, and obviously they start. All the contract talk starts to kind of get boiled down, and you've got the KGB being involved and unscrupulous people. And over in the UK, you've got Robert Maxwell trying to
Big Rob,
trying to get the rights to it. Who is a horrible man,
swindled people out of millions of fucking pounds.
Yeah, basically robbed his company pension to try and keep his company afloat, and he's basically trying to get Tetris because it's the thing that will save Microsoft, basically.
Yeah, and he kept saying he was friends with Gorbachev.
Yeah. Well, he does have ties to Gorbachev.
Yeah, he does.
He did have ties to Gorbachev, so there's all this kind of politicking going on between Bulletproof Games, between Robert Stein, who's played by Toby Jones, who's the guy who originally acquired the rights. There's, obviously the KGB are involved, and the Russian, I can't remember what they're called, Elgon or something. It's the company that deal with
Igor.
They deal with computer games and software and stuff in Russia. And it's just really well acted. The music's great. I love there's little transitions throughout the film where things kind of go like a bit blocky. Like,
they go pixely, don't it?
Yeah, it goes all pixelated and blocky, like Tetris. Ooh. And it's good. It's really good.
The theme tune of the film's really good because it's the underlying theme of the actual Tetris theme all the way through. Yeah. It's like underlining all the way, and it's quite a clever little like edit on the actual one of the most famous like theme tunes of all time. It's fucking brilliant.
Tune.
Like, it's just Taron Egerton's really great in this as well, and I just kind of
he's a good actor.
Yeah, and I kind of love the story of, because like I said, it starts off and it's quite like the first half an hour is quite comedic. Like it starts, like the way he manages to get in front of Hiroshi Yamauchi, and that all like meeting with Nintendo. Like it's kind of really funny and really sweet, and he keeps using Mario allegories.
Yeah, allegories.
Yeah, to like try and like speak his language, but it just has everything for various different people. So if you're a gaming nerd, you've got Tetris, you've got Nintendo, the launch of the Game Boy, and all that's in there. Nintendo's rivalry with Atari. You've got coding in there if you're into that computer coding and stuff like that. You've got this kind of KGB Russian spy aspect to it as well. But
and they're all driving ladders and stuff, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, it's.
I think it's a good film, mate.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's probably my out of the 2023 films I've seen, released this year, it's probably my second favorite film.
Yeah,
a couple of hours long, and flies by.
And the fact is, and I did my due diligence on this as well, because I was thinking, is this a Rocket Man situation again, where most of everything's 100% true? Everything.
Yeah.
Even Hank he's been on YouTube since that film came out and said the only thing that wasn't true is I've never owned a pair of Levi's. I mean, it's a fucking hell, mate. That's perfect. And that Henk is Dutch. He did mention that he was Dutch in this, but he's got a Dutch accent.
Yeah.
But it's Taron Egerton. He's just going to do it for Apple, isn't he? He's going to make it.
It's just such a... the story is just so... I just can't believe that they had to do this to get Tetris.
He's got seem like brass balls on him.
Yeah.
In general, it is just a bit of a mad story. When you because I read about it years ago, how Tetris. I say how it was made because it was just one of these computer experiments that someone eventually happened upon and creates this game. But yeah, the actual process of getting it through Nintendo, somehow managing to get them to knock Super Mario Land off the pack in with the Game Boy and stuff like that. It's just absolutely
it's all true, isn't it? Mad. If you like that, Stig, there's a book called Golden State, which is about the first McDonald's franchise shop being allowed behind the Iron Curtain. It's very similar, where he has to go and he has to feed the KGB chicken nuggets to say, this is good, you're going to benefit from these chicken nuggets, you're going to like them. And KGB are like, very good, very nice. Do you know what I mean? It's just really good.
One of those things where he spoke to the right person at the right time. Like the person that on the Russian side seems like they're going to be difficult, but actually has some integrity about them. And actually listens rather than just being all like, no, here we do this, here we do that, and you'll listen to me. He actually listens to Hank and actually goes along with it, and they sort things out. And I just thought that was really, it was really good, really interesting story.
It's beautiful.
Well.
It's a beautiful. I mean, not to spoil it massively, but these two gentlemen still exist today, and they do own the Tetris company today, and it's well known that they do, and it's just a beautiful end to a time that was just like, what the fuck going on?
Yeah, he put everything on the line for Tetris.
Literally.
He believed it in so much.
£4 million bank loan and stuff like that.
Yeah, his house and everything was the risking his life going to Russia and going against the Russian government during that time as well, when there was a lot of heat between the Americans and the Russians, and
he avoided a gulag by an hour.
Yeah, it's just.
And once you're in a gulag, you're in a gulag.
Really enjoyable, really, really good.
Yeah, and Toby Jones again playing an absolutely unscrupulous little pipsqueak. He's great at that. He's so good at that. He's brilliant at it.